Hello, my fellow steam fanatics. And we come to the close of another day in the saga of the boiler that almost never was. So we've connected the outlet of the steam pipe and tied it in to the existing 4-inch header. We've got it tilting so that any water that has the temerity of getting up into this piping then is pitched unceremoniously into this lovely header. That's almost level. That's the best I could do in order to get this joint to line up. So this is about 20 inches to there, and then that's about 12 inches to there, which should be pretty good in slowing down the steam, because again, as I think I alluded to in my earlier video, they're firing this boiler pretty hot, and so the velocity of the steam coming out of here is probably going to be a little higher than I would like with this 2.5 inch outlet. They don't have, and they on this size boiler, on this model of boiler, they don't have a secondary outlet. So that's pretty much it. So I think that'll work. We will see. Now, I have hooked up the flue. The reason why I did that before the equalizer line, Harford loop, etc., is because it's much easier to get back in there without all this extra piping in the way. So there is the automatic flue damper there. The wire, I'm not sure how we're going to run the wire, but it's going to have to come up and somehow neatly make it into here and tie into here. So since they've wired this in, there's really no way of jumpering it out, and they really don't want you to do that. So it's in this position. I had a choice of either having it on this side, which of course is more accessible, or I could have put it over there, and then that would have been unacceptable. I had just enough clearance to make the 1/4 inch per foot upward flow, and but this chimney is definitely a coal-fired chimney, so it's got a lot of draft to spare. So I don't think we're going to have any worries on that score. I could have possibly trimmed 1/2 inch off of here, because you're not supposed to alter it. Without alteration, required clearance between the bottom of the skirt and the top of the jacket is 14 inches, and this is actually 14.5. How many times, I know I have, and I'm sure you have too, I've seen it where someone has decided that they're going to lop this off and have this right on the bottom there. That's always very interesting. So that, and I've got, of course, the strap up there holding this in place, and I've got it cemented in at the back. I'm trying this new stuff. I'm going to let you know how it works out. It's heat shield conservatory foam smoke chamber sealant and restoration comes in this bucket here, and you have to mix it on site and trowel it in. So we're going to see what happens. We'll see how it works. Now I've got my mock-up of the wet return. I've got the 1.5 inch coming across, and I've got an eccentric coupling there with a full port drain to allow for getting rid of as much stuff as I possibly can. I've transitioned to 1.25 inches and come up here with the isolation valve for no return flush. I've got a close nipple there. A street L there, but I may just use a extra heavy close nipple and an American fitting in this location here, because that gets pretty aggressive there in that area. So I've got a 4x2 T there. I've got a 45 to angle it back to allow this space here. I've got a mock-up, and I found out that I had a little cephaloflatulence, and forgot to put in my kit another 1.5 inch 90. So I'll have to pick that up before I get here tomorrow. That's where I'm going to tie in to the feed. The water feed is going to go there. Union, standard nipple, T, and a drain out here. I should have enough space to be able to put a bucket under there, and that drops it down here, so you allow somebody to step over that and go back into that space there. That's an extra heavy nipple, 1.25 inches. I have a T there with a plug, so that's a 1.5 by 1.25 by 1.5 T, American. So that allows this to be flushed out and cleaned, should that become necessary. So there we are. I thank you again for your comments and constructive criticism. Hope we'll have further progress in the coming days. Signing off, and stay safe.